Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be cleaning out Lily's enclosure. Lily's cage does need a deep clean this week, and I need to wipe down the base of her cage because she has had a fun time getting eco-earth and sand and bedding just absolutely everywhere. I do want to change some stuff around in her enclosure, like some toys, add some herbs and sprays, so I think this month's cage clean is going to be a fun one. Without further ado, let's get into it. Obviously, the first thing I need to do is take all of her items and decor out of the enclosure to get it all out of the way. And here's a better angle so you can actually see the majority of the items in her enclosure. Sorry about the odd camera angle, but Lily was over here and I wanted you to be able to see her running around. Here's Miss Lily. She was running around for a second, but then she went to hide, so I had to find her within the bedding and then scoop her up with that litter scoop and put her in her carrier. Here she is in her carrier. Once I was able to catch her, she's just so freaking adorable. Continuing with the cage clean, this time around I decided to go with a method where you take all the clean bedding and put it in a bag and then put the dirty bedding in a bag, because I did need to wipe down the bottom of her cage. Over the past couple months there's been a lot of sand and food accumulated down there, so I really wanted to do a deep clean, and I do this every few months just to make sure the bottom of her cage stays nice and clean. This process of sorting can take quite a while because I have to take a scoop of bedding, decide if it's dirty or clean, and put it in the right bag. Now that the majority of the bedding is out, I'm going to sweep the rest of it and all the food and dirt and dust that's built up on the bottom of the cage. To wipe the base of the cage, I used a vinegar water solution. This works amazing, and I just wiped it up with some paper towels. Even after wiping down the whole cage, there was some dirt and food I couldn't get, so I vacuumed it up with this handheld vacuum. Now it's time to add the clean bedding back in. This is a great way to reduce stress in your hamsters during a cage clean because it still has their scent on it, so it won't feel like a new, scary environment. I just need to spread the bedding out and compact it down. Compacting it down will give me a good idea of how much more bedding I need to add. Before I add some new bedding in there, I'm going to put a layer of this botanical hay. If you know me, you know I absolutely love this stuff. I've used it in almost every single hamster setup I've ever made. It helps hold burrows, it's amazing, it smells good, it looks amazing, and my hamsters love it. They can chew on it, and it makes for a great snack. For a base layer of bedding, I'm using this white full cheeks bedding. It was on sale at PetSmart, so I got it. I'm not very picky about what brands of bedding I use. I just kind of get what's cheap or what's on sale, as long as it's still good quality. Like most beddings, this one comes very compacted in the bag. You have to break it up so you don't end up with these weird chunks or squares of bedding. This is the fun part, and that is adding in Lily's colorful bedding. As you can see, I really didn't have a ton left. I thought I had a lot more for some reason, but we actually didn't end up buying another bag while we were at PetSmart, so my fault. I should have gotten some more bedding, but this is what we're working with for now. I'll get some more before her next cage clean. Luckily, I realized I had a little bit more bedding because of this bag of purple. Now we're going to put all her items back into her enclosure, starting with the sand bath. It fits perfectly in this little corner, so I usually put it over there. I have some accessories for Lily's sand bath, including this Heidi, some toys, and this adorable bridge I found in the aquarium section of PetSmart. Next up is this hay hut, which is one of Lily's favorite items in her enclosure. Along with that, I wanted to include this tunnel somewhere, but I couldn't figure out where to put it, so I put it off to the side for a moment and added her little willow tunnel. This is her Night Angel multi-chamber hideout. I talked about it in my previous video. One of my favorites, Lily loves it. And I just put this kind of log hideout under her bedding so she can burrow down and have a place to hide. And we can't forget the lid with this gorgeous cork mat. I have this piece of grapevine wood, and I like to attach it to her Heidi like so. Lily loves this and climbs all over it every single day. I'm definitely in love with this Night Angel mushroom house. It's the purple one, and I think it matches her theme perfectly. Lily loves it too, and she looks adorable every time she goes in it, so I'm very glad I bought it. I know you can't see it the best, but I did add that tree trunk Heidi to the top of her multi-chamber hideout. Here's her water dish, and before you get all mad that it's not filled up, she rarely even uses the water dish, and I need to add a little rock in there so that when I do fill it up, she won't jump inside of it. Anyway, I also added this bendy bridge covered in moss so she won't get any of her toenails stuck. I'll just skip past this part to spare you the pain of me rotating the grapevine wood a million more times. Here's the final rotation of the grapevine wood. Congratulations to me for making up my mind. Here's this little mushroom house that Lily actually came with, and this is kind of what inspired me to make this whole mushroom themed cage, so thank you to this little adorable mushroom house. I also have this butterfly dish that, again, was included in her previous setup when we first got her. Next up is probably the most important thing in this enclosure, and my favorite hamster product of all time, the Night Angel Silent Wheel. Love it. We have this frog hideout from Amazon, and I put some eco earth in there for her so she can roll around in it and dig in it. Here I was just trying to figure out where everything would fit, and I'm going to add in this little log tunnel thing. This heart tunnel is another thing that originally came with Lily's setup. I'm just trying to figure out where everything is going to fit. I do this every time I set up a hamster cage, just moving things around, trying to see what looks best. Now that I'm happy with how the enclosure is looking so far, I'm going to add her water ball back in. I put this little rock beneath it so that when Lily goes to drink her water, the rock will kind of file her nails down. Now it's time to add her toys. Lily has a variety of toys, including little willow balls, some willow sticks, hay twists, pine cones, just a bunch of fun little things for her to play with and chew on. I also have pillow moss that has been sitting in the freezer. A tip for pillow moss that I talk about quite a lot is just putting it in the freezer for about a week before you use it to get rid of any bugs or mites, and then I like to add it all over the enclosure to make the enclosure look more natural. And more pillow moss because you can never have too much. we just have to add some finishing touches. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in some millet sprays. Lily loves millet and will chew on it for like 10 minutes straight. She's adorable and I love watching her eat it. Oat sprays are another great one. Lily has never tried these because I've never been able to find them at any store ever, but I found them for the first time recently, as you may know, so we're going to be adding them in today. We've reached the final step to this enclosure, and that is just adding a bunch of different herbs. I love herbs, I think they make setups look amazing. Just kidding, this is the final step. One little whimsy, Lily's favorite thing in the universe, as you probably know by now. And here's the final setup. I'm loving how it looks, which is good because I spent a very long time creating this. Lily had a great time exploring all around, so enjoy this adorable footage. And that is it for the video. I apologize, I forgot to film a proper outro, but I hope you have a great day. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!